Hi lovelies! Welcome back to Managing My Money with Rosa. Today I am going to set up my first weekly budget for the month of April. So if you're new here, welcome. I'm so excited you are here. I'd really like if you take a second, hit subscribe down below. I'm trying really hard to get to 500 subscribers and just would appreciate if you take a second and hit that subscribe button. My channel is about my personal budget journey. It is about how I divide out all of my checks, how I look at my budget. It is how I am doing with my debt. Am I bringing my debt down? I also do a little bit of investing and dabble a little bit in dividend stocks. So those are the types of things that I will post. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and spending a little bit of your time with me today. I really appreciate it. And guys, everybody, I'd really appreciate if you would take a second and hit that subscribe button down below, or hit that like button down below. Just really appreciate it. So I like to sort out my budgets. This is something new that I have started. I used to only sort out what was needed to get paid for the month, the big bills that I needed to pay. The beginning of the year, I've had a spreadsheet that houses all of this for quite some time, but near December, I'm like, where's all my money going? I can't figure it out. And the spreadsheet just wasn't helping me see it. I'm visual on some things I need to actually do, and some things I'm good if I just listen. But actually writing out a weekly budget since the beginning of this year, January is when I started a weekly budget, I have really found that I know where my money's going a little bit more. I can just take a quick look and go, oh, that's what happened to all of it. Like in March, I know that real quick, I can see that these were my bills and these were the bills that I paid. So I paid almost $1,500 or $2,500 in bills, my sinking funds, and I can break them down and see what's going on with it. So I'm liking how I can see these chunks differently than what's inside of my spreadsheet. So I have not bought into somebody's program. I've seen lots of great envelopes, folders, the stickers that you can put inside of binders. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to do that. I'm trying to still even figure out what's the layout that I really like. And at the present moment, I break it into sections. So I start with my income. My check was $1,437. Now sometimes I have a carryover from the previous. This time I do not. Let me go find the last one. March, April, there was $30. I just leave that in my account as a rollover to help build my account a little bit every month. So there was nothing to carry over. So that leaves me with $1,437 basically to spend. And it is amazing how fast $1,400 goes. All right, so once the income is done, I have a couple of bills that need to get paid. The first is going to be the mortgage. Sorry, that's one word I can't spell and talk at the same time. The mortgage, although I would like to say it's always constant, it does fluctuate from time to time. Insurance, depending on how much homeowners insurance is, will change it. Depending on how much our taxes are, will change it a little bit here and there. We're also on a variable where they can change it once a year depending on what the interest rates are. So right now we are sitting at $1,150 for a mortgage. We've been as high as like $1,250. We've been as low as, I want to say like $1,090, I think is the lowest we've ever been. So it's nice to be at $1,150 right now, knowing that's taking care of everything. I also have a Juice Plus subscription. It is a vitamin supplement. It's something that I really like. So I'm willing to spend the $51 a month on it. So that gives me a total of $1,201. And when I subtract those two, I am left with $236 for some other things. So that fast most of my paycheck is gone. I have to say that right now we are very fortunate in a place in our lives where I currently make enough to take care of the bills, and my husband's paycheck takes care of everything else. So it's really nice to be in that space. I remember years and years, that struggle of nobody's check was enough to cover the mortgage in one. So it was about breaking up the mortgage over a couple of checks sometimes. Instead of just mine, it was a little out of his, a little out of mine, to be able to come up with it. So we are very fortunate and blessed to be in the place we are right now, that the mortgage is paid in one shot, because that right now is our biggest bill. There are some things that I'm going to put sinking funds into. One is investing. This is for specifically my dividend investing challenge, where I increase each of my positions by $5. I'll put a card in the corner if you'd like to go see how I've spent the last $25. This $25 still has to get transferred into my brokerage, but once it does, then there'll be a video on that. So I've changed something up just a little bit this month. I so excited. We paid off my husband's truck in the month of March. So we are going in and having an extra $330 that's going to start to go in, and I've decided to use it to pay down a couple of things. Instead of saving it and setting it to the side, I'm going to work on paying things down a little bit. So typically I would put $25 or $20 into what I call a retirement account. Really, it's just a high interest savings account, guys. That's it. Nothing more, nothing fancy. So instead, I'm going to take that $20 and I'm going to roll it into the mortgage. Along with that $330, I'm also going to roll that into the mortgage as well, so that maybe we can pay it down a little bit. We recalculate, I can't remember if it's June or July, but that's when the interest rate will recalculate. And when it recalculates, it's based off of what our principal is. So if I can get that down by a couple $1,000s between now and June or July, that will definitely help make sure that if the interest rate does go up, my payment doesn't go up too much. So I'm going to work on debt pay down. And then savings. We don't put a lot over in savings. I should probably put a little bit more, but I don't. I'm going to put $20 from my check. Now that savings is like a general savings, where when I have a whole bunch of sinking funds, guys. I have way too many sinking funds. But when I don't have a sinking fund that has enough money in it, or just don't have a sinking fund, that's where we go, is pull that savings. This general savings also, really guys, is for our vacation. That's what it's for, is for a vacation. I should probably label it vacation, but then my husband wouldn't think we could use it for anything else. So all of that total $65. When I subtract, I now have $171 left to spend. Again, not a whole lot. And then I'm not really going to spend a whole lot of this either. So these three things, I will do automatic transfers. That money will never come out of the bank. But I do have savings challenges that I also do. I have a, wrong line. I have a $1 savings challenge. This is for my Christmas fund. I plan on putting $10 of this check over there. And then I also have a savings challenge that I called saving $2,022 in 2022. I thought it was cute. Really, it's for my 1 month ahead. I'm trying to increase that, H-E-A-D. Okay, I'm trying to increase that by $2,000 this year. I would like to eventually get it up to like a $5,000 1 month ahead value. Right now I'm sitting at $1,000. That does not include anything I have saved in my savings challenge, because I don't know how much I've saved in there. So we're gonna add another 20. Again, it's not a lot, but I can't break the budget to save money for something. I still have to be able to have money for those other things as well. So really guys, those are all the savings challenges that I'm gonna put money into this paycheck. And that leaves me with $141. Now, these are all of the categories that my check goes into. My husband's would have an extra one. His would say cash. Instead of bills, his says cash. I'm going to take this $141 and carry it over to week 3 when I get paid again. And the reason is because I have a whole bunch of little bills. So like I've got the my student loan, the car insurance, electric, cell phone, another cell phone, Wi-Fi, all of those pretty much total a little bit more than what the mortgage does. So I like to have this buffer in there because none of those bills are ready to pay yet, and I don't want to overextend myself by accident. So one more note that I need to write myself is that I need to go to the bank and I need to withdraw $30 to stuff in my savings challenges. And that just is a quick reminder for me when I look to make sure, because I come through here and I will check things off as I do them. Sometimes I do it a little bit better. Yep, see, I check things off as I do them. I don't so much with my husband's because his are mostly cash funds and sinking funds, where my check really is about those bills and making sure that I actually paid them. So it's like a double check to make sure that I've done everything that I should have. And this, when I do pull out that $30, I will check it off, and then when I put it where it's supposed to go, I will also check it off. So that is my week 1 April budget, and that is how fast I have spent $1,437. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear them down below. Please feel free. I hope you have a great day. Bye, guys.